कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की भक्ति देवी की तुलसी देवी की कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, Text number 26. Tato nanda-vrajam itaḥ pitrā kaṁsād vibibhyatā ekādaśa samās tatra gūḍhārciḥ sa-balo vasat. Tato nanda-vrajam itaḥ pitrā kaṁsād vibibhyatā ekādaśa samās tatra gūḍhārciḥ sa-balo vasat. Tato nanda-vrajam itaḥ pitrā kaṁsād vibibhyatā ekādaśa samās tatra gūḍhārciḥ sa-balo vasat. Tato nanda-vrajam itaḥ pitrā kaṁsād vibibhyatā ekādaśa samās tatra gūḍhārciḥ sa-balo vasat. ekādaśa samās tatra gūḍhārciḥ sa-balo vasat. Matajis. Tato nanda-vrajam itaḥ pitrā kaṁsād vibibhyatā ekādaśa samās tatra pitrā kaṁsād vibibhyatā ekādaśa samās tatra tataḥ. Thereafter, nanda-vrajam, cow pastures of Nanda Mahārāja, itaḥ, being brought up, pitrā, by his father, kaṁsāt, from Kaṁsa, vibibhyatā, being afraid of, ekādaśa, 11, samāḥ, years, tatra, therein, gūḍha-arciḥ, covered fire, sa-balaḥ, with Baladeva, avasat, resided. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Thereafter his father, being afraid of Kaṁsa, brought him to the cow pastures of Nanda Mahārāja. And there he lived for 11 years like a covered flame with his elder brother Baladeva. Purport. There was no necessity of the Lord's being dispatched to the house of Nanda Mahārāja out of fear of Kaṁsa's determination to kill him as soon as he appeared. It is the business of the asuras to try to kill the Supreme Personality of Godhead, or to prove by all means that there is no God, or that Krishna is an ordinary human being and not God. Lord Krishna is not affected by such determination of men of Kaṁsa's class, but in order to play the role of a child, he agreed to be carried by his father to the cow pastures of Nanda Mahārāja, because Vasudeva was afraid of Kaṁsa. Nanda Mahārāja was due to receive him as his child, and Yashodamai was also to enjoy the childhood pastimes of Lord Krishna. And therefore, to fulfill everyone's desire, he was carried from Mathura to Vrindavan just after his appearance in the prison house of Kaṁsa. He lived there for 11 years and completed all his fascinating pastimes of childhood, boyhood and adolescence, and with his elder brother Lord Baladeva, his first expansion. Vasudeva's thought of protecting Krishna from the wrath of Kaṁsa is part of a transcendental relationship. The Lord enjoys more when someone takes him as his subordinate son who needs the protection of a father than he does when someone accepts him as the Supreme Lord. He is the father of everyone and he protects everyone. But when his devotee takes it for granted that the Lord is to be protected by his devotee, protected by the devotee's care, it is a transcendental joy for the Lord. Thus, when Vasudeva, out of fear of Kaṁsa, carried him to Vrindavan, the Lord enjoyed it. Otherwise, he had no fear from Kaṁsa or anyone else. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Gnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutali Swayam Rupaha Kadamahiyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroh Shri Yutapadakkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Varshabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabho Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I offer my respectful obeisances and to all the devotees assembled here for today morning's Bhagavatam class. Many senior devotees are here, although I am quite young and small compared to all of you. In response to the request by devotees, I am trying to speak Srimad Bhagavatam to the best of my understanding today. So I seek your blessings. I offer you obeisances. So we are reading from the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and the third canto of Bhagavatam begins with this wonderful conversation that happened between Uddhava and Vidura. Vidura was on his pilgrimage. Actually, he did not plan for a pilgrimage. He was advising Dhritarashtra, give up this son, Duryodhan. He will only defame your dynasty. He will only destroy your dynasty. So you better give him up and give the rightful share of the kingdom to Pandavas. But Dhritarashtra was not inviting this advice. And at that moment, Duryodhan came there and said, "Oh, Vidura, you are suggesting my father against my interests in favor of my enemies, the Pandavas. You cannot stay in Hastinapur. As a lifelong remuneration for your service to the throne of Hastinapur, we just leave the breath in your nostrils. Means we are not killing you, but you cannot stay here anymore. Get lost from here." So Vidura had to leave Hastinapur. He went into the forests. Although Lord Krishna was personally present on the planet at that time, as Prabhupada writes in this third canto purports, Vidura did not go to Krishna. Vidura thought that I have been involved so much in this political affairs at Hastinapur, I need to purify myself by going to different holy places and taking holy baths, taking darshan of holy deities. So he went to the pilgrimage of different holy places, right? Of course, Vidura was pure-hearted devotee. He was definitely qualified to be with Krishna. Nevertheless, out of his humility and to set an example for common people, he chose to go on visit to different holy places. As he was moving like that, he saw Uddhava, one of the intimate associates of Krishna in Dwaraka. So as soon as Vidura saw Uddhava, he was overwhelmed with love and affection, because Uddhava is like the next generation. Vidura is almost like on the level of father of Uddhava. So definitely Uddhava is an intimate associate of Lord Krishna. So naturally our dear Vidura became very inquisitive to understand what's happening at Dwaraka, what's happening with all the relatives. So he asked Uddhava, "So I am on a pilgrimage for a long time, and you must be just coming from Dwaraka. Where are you going? You please tell me the whereabouts of Krishna, how are the Pandavas doing, how are our intimate relatives in Dwaraka doing?" So he gave a big list of questions, basically inquiring about the welfare of all the relatives. Okay. Then Uddhava did not respond. Uddhava went into silence. So Uddhava became silent. For example, you ask me a question, I become silent. So what would be your response? So the response is, we may think that he doesn't know the answer or something else. But Uddhava's silence was not for 1 minute, by the way. Uddhava was silent for one muhurta, 48 minutes. But Vidura patiently waited. Because Vidura himself was also a pure devotee who is on the level of devotion as much as Uddhava almost. So he could understand that he could understand that Uddhava went into trance, ecstatic remembrance of Krishna. Okay. So Vidura patiently waited for Uddhava to come out of his deep trance. Then, after one muhurta, our dear Uddhava came back to normal consciousness and started speaking to Vidura, responding to his questions. The first thing that he said was, "Oh, my dear Vidura, what welfare are you talking about? You are asking about the welfare of all our family members and friends? What welfare can we talk about? Because the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, who is their protector, is not there on the planet now. Of course, Krishna is everywhere. In that sense, he is always there at all times, at all places, okay, in everybody's hearts. But he basically concluded his manifest pastimes. He is not being visible the way he was visible some time back. So he concluded his pastimes on this earth planet, he disappeared, just like sun disappears in the evening and you can't see the sun anymore till the next day morning. Similarly, Krishna concluded his pastimes today of Brahma, this day of Brahma, and he will manifest again later. Okay, again he will appear, or he will start his pastimes in a different planet, different universe. So now, although there is a hope that sun will appear the next day morning, still we have to experience the darkness of night, right? Similarly, although there is a hope that Krishna will again appear, till he appears we have to experience separation from Krishna. And like conditioned souls may not experience separation from Krishna because they are separated from Krishna. Okay, in spirit. Prabhupada writes, in the 11th canto Purports, there is a beautiful section that says that there is something common between a conditioned soul and pure devotee. What is that? Separation from Krishna. Okay. So pure devotee is in intense feelings of separation from Krishna out of love for Krishna. And a conditioned soul is in separation from Krishna because of forgetfulness of Krishna. Because of his forgetfulness of his eternal relationship with Krishna. Right? So both are separations, but they are of different flavors. So in separation from Krishna, a pure devotee is overwhelmed with love. In separation from Krishna, conditioned soul is overwhelmed with desires for sense enjoyment. Like, although they are both are separation, they are of opposite flavors, completely opposite. So there is a beautiful statement in the 11th canto that says that if you think that you are suffering because of any reason other than separation from Krishna, you are an illusion. Right? So we suffer in this world because we are separated from Krishna. Okay? Actually there is no separation. We are parts and parcels of Krishna, but we forgot it. The forgetfulness or ignorance or false ego is the cause of separation. Right? So the process of Bhakti Yoga is a process to revive our relationship with Krishna through Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, etc., etc. Okay. Now coming back to the incident that we are discussing here, the meeting between Vidura and Uddhava. Uddhava said that what welfare are you talking about? Krishna is not there. Okay. So then Vidura was patiently hearing, and Uddhava started recollecting all the glorious pastimes and qualities of Krishna. Initially he was a bit random in recollecting certain glories of Krishna without any flow or without any sequence of events. He is just remembering some pastimes of Krishna, some qualities of Krishna. He says that who else can be more merciful than Krishna? Kaṁsāt sharanam vrajema. He has showed some mercy on Putana, although she came with a malicious intention to kill Krishna. He said, Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam jighamsaya payayadapya sadhvi lebhe gatim dhatruchitam tatonyam kamvadayalum sharanam vrajema. Aho bakiyam stanakalakutam. This Baki, Putana, the beloved sister of Bakasur and Aghasur. So she came with a malicious intention to kill Krishna. Not only Krishna, to kill all the infant babies who were born in the last 10 days. Okay. But still, when Putana entered the room of Krishna, Krishna looked at her, small baby. Suddenly for a moment, oh, Rohini Mata came in the room, he thought like that. Because Putana's attire was resembling Rohini Mata. Okay. Although Putana's attitude was like that of a witch, a rakshasi, a baby catcher, a bloodsucker, still her attire was like that of a mother. So Krishna accepted her attire and activity like a mother, and Krishna ignored her attitude. We say that Krishna is bhavagrahi Janardana, right? He is not impressed with the external demeanor. He looks at your heart. He looks into your heart, right? We say that. It is correct, right? For sadhakas, we are supposed to take this statement very seriously, and also try to purify our intentions and try to be as genuine as possible in making all our offerings. Patram pushpam phalam toyam, without any expectation. Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachati tadaham bhakti upahritam. Upahritam means to gift someone. Upahar. When you gift somebody, you don't expect something in return, right? Gift. So if you are gifting someone, expecting that, oh, they will give me in return, then it's not a gift actually. It's a business, right? So that's why Krishna used the word bhakti 2 times in the shloka. And he also said upahritam, upahar. You offer something. Don't expect anything in return. Okay? So that's why the fruit vendor, when she offered the fruits to Krishna, she did not expect the grains from Krishna. She only expected smile from Krishna. Not for her gratification. That smile of Krishna is an indication of Krishna's happiness with her service. The only expectation with which a devotee works is, may Krishna be pleased with my seva. Right? If he is not pleased, I need to improve the quality of my service. Right? So the only acknowledgement that devotee wants is, Krishna, what am I supposed to do? What can I do to make you happy, to make you satisfied? So satisfaction of Krishna and a smile on Krishna's face with satisfaction is the only expectation of a devotee. Right? That's what fruit vendor wanted. Now Krishna is bhavagrahi. He sees our intentions. And devotee is supposed to be selfless, ahaitukya pratihata. He is supposed to expect or aspire to satisfy Krishna. Right? However, in Putana's case, Putana offered something to Krishna, milk. But what is the expectation? Not even like a conditioned soul who expects some material benedictions. She offered milk to Krishna, poisonous milk to Krishna. Offering is impure. Intention is impure. Okay? To kill Krishna. With a malicious intention to kill Krishna, but Krishna bestowed so much of mercy upon her. He gave her the position of a motherly nurse in the spiritual world. Lebhe gatim dhatrachitam tatonyam kamvadayalum sharanam rajema. So Uddhava is glorifying Krishna's mercy that she got a position which is dhatri uchita, which is befitting a mother, a assistant of Mother Yashoda in the spiritual world, in the eternal Goloka Vrindavan. So that is Krishna's mercy. So this is just one glimpse of what all Uddhava remembered. So Uddhava continues to remember about Krishna's humility. He is the one who killed Kaṁsa and reinstated Ugrasena on the throne of Mathura. Right? But Krishna himself is reporting to Ugrasena. Okay, my dear sir, this is what has happened. This is what has happened. So Krishna is so humble. Krishna is not taking credit for what he has done. Krishna is not occupying the throne of Mathura. Okay. So like that, Uddhava started remembering several qualities of Krishna. Then he started systematically describing Krishna's pastimes, right from his appearance till his disappearance. And that's what we are in today, 26th shloka. He said, tato nanda-vrajam itaḥ pitrā kaṁsād vibibhyatā. So after little randomly recollecting multiple qualities of Krishna, Uddhava started systematically remembering Krishna's pastimes right from his appearance, and he began with Krishna's appearance in Kaṁsa's prison cell. Janma karma cha me divyam evam yo vetti tatvatah tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. Janma, karma, all the appearances of Krishna and activities of Krishna are divyam, they are transcendental, they are not mundane. Okay. Evam yo vetti tatvatah, one who understands the divinity and transcendental nature of Krishna's appearances and activities is eligible to go back to Godhead. Tyaktva deham, after giving up this material body, punarjanma naiti, they don't have to take birth again in this material world. Mameti Sorjuna, they can reach Krishna, they can attain Krishna. So that is the speciality of understanding the divinity of Krishna's appearance. So our Uddhava started glorifying Krishna's appearance, and after appearing, Krishna did not stay there. Then Krishna manifested another pastime. He appeared as a human child in Kaṁsa's prison cell in such a unassuming, surprising circumstances. Okay, and what else did Krishna do? He became fearful, apparently. As if fearful, he told Vasudeva, take me to Vrindavan. But actually the intention is he wanted to enjoy pastimes with Yashoda Mata, Nanda Mahārāja, as Purport writes beautifully in this purport. We'll come to that. Okay, so Krishna went. So Krishna performed so many such bewildering activities. Uddhava only in this series of verses, he speaks, I think it's already done, Ahobhakam is done. 16th shloka he says, 16th shloka, 3.2.16 he speaks about certain bewildering activities of Krishna, and again 3.4.16 again he speaks some bewildering activities of Krishna. So let's focus on one shloka. There are so many, one shloka. Karmanyaniḥasya bhavo bhavasya te durgāśrayothāri bhayāt palayanam kālatmano yat pramadāyutāśramah swātman ratehi khridyati dhīr vidāmiha. Karmani anihasya. Although Krishna need not perform any activity, namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spurha. Krishna said, I have absolutely no excitement to do any activity. I am not obliged to any activity. Because Krishna has no desire to do anything. Right? So we do an activity when there is a desire. So our activities are driven by desire or responsibility. But Krishna, everything is taken care of. His Atmarama, his Aptakama, he is self-satisfied. Purna Manoratha means none of his desires are left unfulfilled. Why should he work? But still, to set an example for common people, he works. Karmani anihasya. Bhavo abhavasyati. Although Krishna is unborn, he takes birth to please his devotees. Okay, Vasudeva, Devaki, Nanda, Yashoda. Okay, bhavo abhavasyati durgāśrayo atha aribhayāt palayanam. Although Krishna is kalatmano, although Krishna is when time personified sees Krishna, time becomes fearful. Yad bibhyati svayam bhayan. Although time is an energy of Krishna, still Krishna ran away as if he is fearful of his enemy. In this context where Kaṁsa was about to come and kill Krishna, apparently, and out of the fear of Kaṁsa, Krishna just left Mathura prison cell and entered Vrindavan. Okay, apparently. Okay, but Krishna is not fearful. This is bewildering. As if fearful he is leaving. Krishna could have killed Kaṁsa there only. But why Krishna has to go and hide in Vrindavan for 11 years? Ekādaśa samās tatra. For 11 years he was hiding in Vrindavan. Not hiding. He is actually performing so many pastimes. Experiencing love of Vrajavasis, expressing his love for Vrajavasis. That's what he is doing in Vrindavan. Then, although Krishna just left, we should not underestimate Krishna's potency. All potencies are there right within Krishna, just like hidden fire that comes somewhere here. Okay, covered flame. Ekādaśa samās tatra gūḍha-arciḥ sa-balaḥ avasat. Gūḍha-arciḥ means covered fire. So like covered fire, he is hiding in Vrindavan along with Bala, sa-balo with Baladeva. And what was he doing in Vrindavan? That's amazing. What Krishna did in Vrindavan for 11 years is occupying almost half of the 10th canto. While Krishna's pastimes that he has done for more than a century, they are occupying remaining half. Okay, so 10 and 100, how much difference? So decade, a pastimes that he has done for 1 decade are occupying half of the 10th canto. Pastime he has done for a century are occupying the remaining half. Means Vrindavan pastimes are the sweetest. Okay, so Krishna entered Vrindavan. What is the speciality of Vrindavan? Vrindavanam sakhi bhuvo vitanoti kirtim yaddevaki sutapadam bujalabdha lakshmi. Govinda Venu Manumatta Mayura Nrityam Prekshyadri Sanvaratanya Samasta Sattvam. Vrindavanam Sakhi Bhuvo Vitanoti Kirtim. This land of Vrindavan is expanding the glories of this earth planet. Yet Devaki Sutta Padambuja Labdha Lakshmi, because in Vrindavan Krishna walks without even shoes. Okay, he is directly imprinting the land of Vrindavan with his divine auspicious footprints, right? That has all kinds of auspicious marks like Sanchintaye Bhagavatas Charanaravindam Vajrankusha Dhvaja Saroruha Lanchanadhyam. All these marks are there on the land of Vrindavan. In Mathura, in Dwaraka, in Hastinapura, Krishna may wear shoes. In Kurukshetra, Krishna will wear shoes. But in Vrindavan, no shoes, right? So he's walking barefoot like his cows, like other gopas and gopis, right? Yet Devaki Sutta Padambuja Labdha Lakshmi. These footprints of Krishna are the ornaments of the land of Vrindavan. And Krishna not only is walking barefoot in Vrindavan, he is also giving so much pleasure to the cows and the calves and the monkeys and the peacocks and the parrots and the gopas and the gopis of Vrindavan, performing so many other pastimes. Now the next series of shlokas in this chapter are filled with Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan in a very short way. So a zip file, a compressed file, an overview of 10th canto comes in two places in Bhagavatam. One place is this, where Uddhava speaks Krishna's glories to Vidura. Second place is Lord Brahma summarizes all 10th canto pastimes of Krishna when he was speaking to Narada Muni in the second canto, 7th chapter. So 10th canto is everywhere. Krishna's pastimes are everywhere. Although Krishna's pastimes are vividly described in 10th canto, but other cantos also describe Krishna's pastimes in brief. Now Krishna went to Vrindavan. And what did he do there? He was performing childhood pastimes with Yashoda Mata and Nanda Mahārāja. And Prabhupada highlights one point in this particular purport, that although Krishna is the supreme father of all living beings, aham bija pradah pitaḥ, although Krishna is the source of everything, aham sarvasya prabhavo mattaha sarvam pravartati, although everything emanated from Krishna, there is no one superior to Krishna. Mattaha parataram nanyat kinchidasti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre madiganaiva. Although Krishna is the supreme, he wants to accept some of his devotees as his parents. And he would become dependent on them. Because the conception of being a servant of Krishna is more exciting to Krishna, even being Krishna, in one sense, right? So that is the reason for the appearance of Krishna in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wants to embrace the emotions of a devotee. Krishna dasa abhimanaye ananda sindhu koti brahma sukha nahe tara eka bindu. The conception of being a servant of Krishna will immerse you in an ocean of ananda. Krishna dasa abhimana yai ananda sindhu koti brahma sukha nahe tara eka bindu. You take the happiness of merging in Brahman, multiply with koti, 1 crore times, and that 10 million times Brahmananda cannot even compare to a small drop or a particle of a drop of Bhakti Ananda. Okay, what is that Ananda? Bhakti Ananda, Ananda that you get in the conception of being a servant of Krishna, right? So Krishna likes to be servant of his devotees. Like he has become a servant of Pandavas. Sarathya parishada sevana sakhya dautya virasananugamanasthavana pranaman snigdheshu pandushu jagat pranatim cha vishnor bhaktim karoti nripatis charanaravinde. Krishna played the role of a sarathi. Sarathi means a chariot driver. Parishada, sevana, sakhya dautya. He is receiving agra puja from all the kings in Yudhishthira Maharaja's Rajasuya sacrifice. He is also acting like a night watchman. He is acting like a messenger and carrying the peace message from Pandavas to Duryodhan in Hastinapur. So he performed so many menial services because Pandavas are acting malleably with the will of Krishna. Snigdheshu pandushu jagat pranatim cha Vishnu, or Snigdheshu pandushu, because Pandavas are malleable to the will of Krishna, Krishna is agreeing to be servant of the Pandavas, willingly, voluntarily. So Krishna experiences the loving relationship with his devotees who try to serve him as servants, but Krishna wants to become their servant. They are in Sakhya Rasa, they are in Dasya Rasa with Krishna, but Krishna says, I want to become your Das. Okay. Now Krishna has this quality of Bhakta Vatsalyata. He is very affectionate towards his devotees. Right? Although Krishna is here, he shows affection towards his devotees from top, but he likes when his devotee goes on top and shows affection from top. Mother, father, that's what he is doing with Mother Yashoda and Nanda Mahārāja. Nemam virincho nabhavo nashrirapyanga samshraya prasadam lebhire gopi yattat prapa vimuktidat. The position that Mother Yashoda has attained, not attained, she is in. She is not attaining, she is not a sadhaka bhakta to attain. The position that Mother Yashoda is in is not comparable with the position of any great universal celebrities. Yashoda Mata is in a higher position than even Virinchi, Brahma, than even Shiva, than even Lakshmi also. Na Shrir api anga samshrayat. Lakshmi Devi is very intimately connected to the Lord, but still Yashoda Mata's position is superior, because none of these people have tied Krishna with a rope. Right? So Prabhupada writes that even for argument's sake, let us assume that these people can become one with God, but we are still better than them, because we can become greater than God. Devotees can become greater than God, they can control God. Bhakta vashyata, evam sandarshita yanga harina bhritya vashyata. Krishna becomes controlled by his devotees. So that attitude of Krishna, that eagerness of Krishna to be controlled by the love and affection of his own devotees is highlighted by Prabhupada in this purport. Right? Yashoda Mata tied Krishna. Although Krishna initially had plans, oh, why should I get tied by Mother Yashoda? I should just go and steal butter in this gopi's house. I should go and do some mischief in that gopi's house. He had a whole itinerary plan for the day. Very busy man, Krishna, at the age of 2 and 3 also, 3. Right? He has to break so many pots that day. But Yashoda Mata came and changed his plans. Okay, all plans. I'll tie you. You're associating too much with monkeys. You have become like a monkey. Right? I can't tolerate you just moving around like a monkey and then creating so much disturbance in my home. I have so much household work now, so let me tie you. Okay. So she decided, and Krishna has to surrender. Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja. But he has given up all his duties of stealing butter and mamekam sharanam vraja. He has surrendered all his independence to Mother Yashoda. Yashoda Mata, you want to tie me? You want to deprive me of milk products, butter, toys, friends, playmates, playground, movement? I surrender unto you. Okay. So Yashoda Mata tied him while Krishna was in a bound condition, with his belly tied to this grinding mortar. Krishna went and released Nalakavar and Manigriva. He liberated. He was liberated, although he was in bondage. Still, he continued to be bound by Mother Yashoda's waist. What is that? Claw, the rope that was binding Krishna's waist. So Krishna had the ability to liberate Nalakavar and Manigriva, but he did not have the ability to release himself from the rope of Mother Yashoda. Okay. To this degree, Krishna likes to be controlled by the love and affection of his devotees. Right? So to demonstrate that love, that affection that he has for his devotees, and to experience that love, that affection that his devotees have for him, Krishna went from Mathura's prison cell to Vrindavan, stayed there for 11 years. Ekādaśa samās tatra. Right? And to demonstrate to everyone that this is how I am controlled by the love and affection of my devotees. Idam teva purnatha gopala balam sada me manasya virastam kimanyai. Devotees aspire to keep that beautiful form of Bal Gopal who is controlled by the affection of his devotees within their hearts forever. Sada maya manasi avirastam. And Krishna wants to declare, this form of mine as Gopal in Vrindavan, controlled by the affection of my devotees, is the topmost manifestation of absolute truth. The Supreme Absolute Truth has so many forms. Ramadimurti sukala niyamena tishthan nanavataram bhuvaneshu krintu. So he has so many forms. But Krishna's form as cowhead boy in Vrindavan, who is experiencing the love and affection of all the Vrajavasis, who is expressing his love and affection towards them profusely, who is being controlled by these Vrajavasis, that's the topmost manifestation of absolute truth. Gopal form. Okay. Brahma acknowledged this, all the Shastras are acknowledging this, right? So Krishna wants to declare, iti driksvalila bhirananda kunde svaghosham nimajjantam akhyāpayantam tadiyeshitagneshu bhaktairjitatvam punaha prematastam shatavriti vande. Tadiyeshitagneshu bhaktairjitatvam. He wants to declare to all those people who are attached to his majesty, grandeur and opulence. What was the declaration? Bhaktairjitatvam, I am conquered by my devotee. I am captured by my devotee. I am controlled by my devotee. Devotee's love. He wants to announce all this. You are surrendering to me, but see, whom am I surrendering to? My devotees, right? So Krishna's quality as a controller, master, proprietor, enjoyer is not as great as Krishna's quality of being controlled by his devotees, right? Therefore, he agreed to be bound by Mother Yashoda. So to demonstrate that high degree of love and affection that he had towards Vrajavasis, towards any such pure devotees, Krishna shifted from Mathura to Vrindavan. And to experience the love of Mother Yashoda, experience the love of Nanda Mahārāja, tato nanda-vrajam itaḥ, pitrā kaṁsād vibibhyatā. As if fearful he went. He has no fear. He has nothing to fear. Right? Yad bibheti swayam bhayam. So, Kunti Maharani says in the 8th chapter of 1st canto of Bhagavatam, she says, Gopya dade tvayi krita gasidāmatavad yate dashashru kalilanjana sambhramaksham vaktram niniya bhayabhavanaya sthitasya samām vimohayati bhīrapi yad bibheti. Samām vimohayati bhīrapi yad bibheti. Even fear personified is fearful of Krishna, and that Krishna is bending his head low in front of Mother Yashoda. Who will bend his head low? A criminal in the court in front of a judge. In this court of Vrindavan, Yashoda Mata is the judge. Krishna is the culprit. Okay. His future, his fate is completely in the hands of Mother Yashoda. She can do anything. Okay. Vaktram niniya bhaya bhavanaya sthitasya. Bhaya. Now there is vibibhyatā. Apparently he is fearful of Kaṁsa, he is living in Vrindavan. Actually he is fearful of Mother Yashoda. Not Kaṁsa. Okay. He is not fearful of any weapon that may be in the hands of Shiva, Brahma or Varuna, Vayu, Chandra. But he is fearful of little stick that is there in Mother Yashoda's hands, right? So to demonstrate that sweetness, that innocence, that simplicity, Krishna went to Vrindavan. For 11 years he stayed there, okay? So what else Krishna did in Vrindavan? So the rest of the chapter is just enumerating all the wonderful pastimes of Krishna. So Krishna performs pastimes in multiple rasas. So Shanta rasa, Vatsalya, Dasya rasa, then Sakhya rasa, Vatsalya rasa, Madhurya rasa. So all the devotees of all these prominent rasas, mainly the 4 prominent rasas, right? Shanta rasa is not an aspiration for a devotee generally. It is, but generally they prefer more personal connection. Anyways, so all the devotees of all the rasas experience high degree of affection and reciprocation from Krishna in Vrindavan. And Krishna is a complete reciprocator of all the rasas in Vrindavan. All the toppers of all the
streams, all the departments are there in a very prestigious college, right? University. So all the toppers are vast streams, engineering, whether it is computer science or electronics and electrical engineering or data science or whatever it is. So all the toppers are there in top institutes. Like that, Vrindavan is housing all the toppers of all rasas. Who is the best of, who is the epitome of Vatsalya rasa? Yashoda Mata, she is in Vrindavan. Who is the epitome of Madhurya rasa? Srimati Radharani, she is in Vrindavan. Right? So epitome of Sakhya rasa, all the Gopas of Vrindavan, they are there in Vrindavan. Okay? So all toppers are there. And Krishna's reciprocation with these devotees, keeping aside his godhood completely. Okay, that is the speciality of Vrindavan. So Krishna doesn't even consciously aware of his godhood many times in Vrindavan. Even while Krishna is displaying his opulence, majesty very openly in front of all Vrajavasis, while lifting Govardhan hill or killing Arushtasura or killing Keshi demon, still these people, they don't even consider that Krishna is God. So Krishna once told the boys, close your eyes. Why? There was forest fire everywhere. And even the cows were caught in forest fire. And Krishna is very coolly telling them, close your eyes. They closed their eyes. And Krishna swallowed the forest fire. And Krishna said, open your eyes. They opened eyes. And the forest fire is not there. And all the Gopas were thinking that, my God, Krishna looks like he is a Devata. If Krishna is a Devata, we are also Devatas. We are his friends, right? So he must be having some great powers as Devatas. Therefore he swallowed forest fire. Therefore we also must be Devatas. We are his friends, right? And after 11 years, when Krishna came to Kaṁsa's wrestling arena and killed Kaṁsa, then these Gopas felt that, is that same Krishna that I used to defeat in Vrindavan in our wrestling match? He is the one who killed Kaṁsa, then Chanura, Mushtika, Shala, Toshala, Kuta, along with Balaram. So let's have a wrestling match. In Kaṁsa's wrestling match, after Kaṁsa's death, the Gopas had wrestling match with Krishna. And Krishna was defeated in front of everyone. That 11-year-old boy who just killed Kuvalaya Pida, who just killed Kaṁsa effortlessly. He jumped from wrestling ring into the dais and just threw Kaṁsa as if he's like a ball or a flower. He just threw into the wrestling ring. Okay? And he went on Kaṁsa's chest and then he started beating just as a formality. By the time he already died, then Krishna just pulled that dead body of Kaṁsa, dragged the dead body of Kaṁsa in the wrestling ring so that others will become, they will be aware that he already died. Otherwise they may be expecting, there may be big match. In just one shot only this fellow died. They were expecting big fighting there, but somehow that did not happen. I finished the fighting. I think I want to complete this fighting Leela and then go and embrace my mother Devaki. He was in that plan. So they were anticipating a big wrestling match between Kaṁsa and Krishna, but Krishna just concluded it very fast. So, but although Krishna is so powerful, he is the creator, he is the maintainer, he is the destroyer, he is the punisher, he is the establisher of dharma, but what's more exciting to Krishna's heart is to be controlled by the affection of his devotees. Okay? The topmost manifestation of Krishna's opulence is not in creating this material world. It's not in maintaining this material world. It's not even in killing the demons. The topmost manifestation of Krishna's opulence is in reciprocating with his devotees, especially in Vrindavan, where Krishna sits like this in the middle of several concentric circles which are filled with the Gopas. He is facing one direction. But all the Gopas, whether they are on the left side of Krishna, right side of Krishna, or in front of Krishna, or behind Krishna, or 10 circles away from Krishna, or 100 circles away from Krishna, every single Gopa is getting an experience of sitting in front of Krishna face to face and feeding Krishna and being fed by Krishna. Is it possible? I am sitting here and then I can look in one direction at one time. Someone who is sitting behind me, they cannot see me or I cannot see them. But Krishna is not like that. And it's not that Krishna is seen moving. And even when Krishna lifted Govardhan mountain on his little finger, he is facing one direction. But those Vrajavasis who are behind Krishna, they are also getting experience of seeing Krishna face to face and receiving his smiles and smiling at Krishna. So to that degree, Krishna manifests his reciprocal relation with Krishna in Vrindavan, right? No other place has this fortune of getting such a high, intimate, loving reciprocation from Krishna, because the purest consciousness available is in Vrindavan. So, a devotee who is completely dedicated to Krishna, completely surrendered to Krishna, absolutely selfless, with absolutely no desire for personal enjoyment, such devotees are there in Vrindavan, okay, more than any other place, okay. Other place also we have some devotees, but all toppers are there in Vrindavan, okay. So, now Krishna in Vrindavan, he reciprocates not only with the gopas and gopis who are in human forms, he also reciprocates with the cows and calves. The pastimes that Krishna does with cows, the pastimes that Krishna does with peacocks, so they are all very nicely listed, especially in the 10th canto, 21st chapter, Venu Gita. So when Krishna plays flute, then our cows, they, with their upraised ears, they want to drink the nectar of Krishna's flute song. And the calves were completely focused while drinking milk from their udders, from their mother's udders. They become distracted. Will the calf be ever distracted while drinking milk from mother's udder? But calves get distracted and they look at Krishna. Peacocks, they dance around Krishna. The doe, the buck, even the devatas traveling in the airplanes, all of them get attracted to Krishna. So Krishna's supremely attractive potency is manifest to the highest degree in Vrindavan, more than any other place. Okay. So therefore, the cowhead boy form of Krishna in Vrindavan is the topmost manifestation of absolute truth, as acknowledged by Lord Brahma also. Brahma said, "Nau medyate bravapushe taditambaraya gunjavatam saparipichhala sanmukhaya vanyasraje kavalavetra vishana venu lakshmashriye mrudupade pashupangajaya naumi idyate abravapushe taditambaraya." I offer my obeisances unto you, my dear Krishna. This is the first prayer of Brahma in 10.14. Taditambaraya, you are wearing a cloth which is shining like lightning. Gunjavatamsa, you are wearing gunjamala. So you are wearing gunjamala, not like some kind of expensive pearl necklace or diamond necklace. Simple gunjamala. Paripichala sanmukhaya, not an expensive ornament, simple peacock feather on his head. Although peacock feather is simple, gunjamala is simple, this form of Krishna filled with simplicity is superior to the form of Krishna filled with majesty in Vaikuntha. Right? Gunjavatamsa paripichala sanmukhaya vanyasraje kavalavetra vishana venu. Vanyasraje, you are wearing a garland which is made of forest flowers. Kavala, vetra, vishana venu. Krishna is holding a vetra, a stick, that is generally seen in the hands of cowhead men to control cows, but Krishna will never hit it. It's just an ornament. Krishna is not holding any weapons in Vrindavan. The weapons of Krishna that he used in Dwaraka, they are not as great as Krishna's stick in Vrindavan. Right? The parijata flowers that are there in Vaikuntha, they are not as great as forest flowers in Vrindavan that he wears. Even the Kaustubhamani and all the great Padmaraga Mani, great celestial manis, they are not as great as Gunjamala that Krishna wears in Vrindavan. Right? The curd rice that Krishna holds in his hand with some pickles between his fingers. Okay? So this is superior to all paneer fried rice and pizza, burger, whatever it may be. Right? This Mother Yashoda lovingly packs. You know how she packs, Mother Yashoda? She puts milk and rice, she mixes and sprinkles some curd in it in the morning. By the time Krishna opens his lunch box in the afternoon in the forest after killing some demon, curd rice is ready. Which Krishna will take with milk, with pickles. Okay, so that is much superior to all kinds of fancy dishes that others are making. Of course, Srimati Radharani, what she makes for Krishna in Vrindavan. So Yashoda Mata also appreciates that menu of Radharani, which she never repeats. Okay, So best quality food is also available only in Vrindavan. Right? Best bhoga Krishna receives in Vrindavan only. Best prasad we can have in Vrindavan only. Right? Brahma is saying all this. Vanyas Raje Kavala Vetra Vishana Venu. This flute that Krishna plays in Vrindavan, that is superior to all the veenas and mridangams or harmoniums or saxophones or different kinds of musical instruments are there, right? They are not as great as Krishna's little flute. What is flute? One bamboo stick with some holes in it. That is superior. It's in Krishna's hands, right? That's better than all the other kinds of musical instruments. Then, Vanyasraje Kavalavetra Vishana Venu Lakshma Shriye. This simple form of Krishna, innocent form of Krishna, is filled with all Lakshmis, all opulences. Lakshma Shriye Murdupade. He is not even wearing shoes. Tender feet. Pashupa Angajaya. He is the son of a cowherd man. This also establishes Nanda Mahārāja's position as Krishna's father, superior to Vasudeva's position as Krishna's father. This establishes Yashoda Mata's position as Krishna's mother, superior to Devaki Mata's position as Krishna's mother. Like that, all the paraphernalia that Krishna uses in Vrindavan is superior to all the other paraphernalia that he uses or anyone uses at other places. All the devotees of Krishna in Vrindavan, they are superior to all the other devotees who are present in other places. Of course, in one sense, a devotee is particularly satisfied in one's particular relationship with Krishna. He may not be topper. So there are 10 floors in a building. Person who is on the 10th floor is definitely on the highest stage. But the person who is sitting in the 5th floor is happy. I'm okay at 5th floor. I don't have to go to 10th floor. It's not that people who are at other places, they want to become like Vrajavasis. Raganaga Bhaktas will become like Vrajavasis. But others, they are satisfied in their particular relationship with Krishna, serving a particular deity of Krishna in particular form, in mode of reverence or majesty. That's fine. Krishna can reciprocate with them also. Therefore, Krishna doesn't insist this is the only way. There are many ways. You choose. Okay. Yadyad dhiyata urugaya vibhavayanti tattatvapuhu pranayase sadanugrahaya. The way you approach Krishna, Krishna will reciprocate accordingly, right? And even Krishna aspires for that position or privilege of being a servant of Krishna, right? That's the mood of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, embracing the emotions of a servant of Krishna. So the greatest ecstasy is not in becoming a king or becoming the ruler of all the planets, getting samrajya, nanaka prishtham, na chaparameshtham, na sarvabhaum, na rasadhipatyam. So in all this, there is no ecstasy, there is no happiness. The greatest happiness is there in being a servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna, right? And that mood, even Krishna glorifies, and Krishna also wants to embrace that mood of being a servant of Krishna. So we'll conclude with this one last point, how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced the mood of being a servant of Krishna and thus demonstrated his beautiful mercy, unparalleled mercy upon all of us, right? Saundarye kamakoti sakala jana samahladane chandrakoti vatsalye matrakoti tridasha vitapitopyadbhuto daryakoti gambhiryem bodhikoti madhuramani sudha kshiramadhvikakoti gauro devas sajiyat pranaya rasapade darshitascharya koti. Saundarye kamakoti. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, golden Gauranga here, is more beautiful than 10 million cupids put together. Saundarye kamakoti. Kamadev is the cupid, and you multiply the beauty of 10 million cupids. Mahaprabhu is more beautiful than that. Krishna is beautiful, but the beauty of Krishna is covered by the beautiful complexion of Radharani. How beautiful Mahaprabhu is. Okay? Even if he is not wearing big feather, he is beautiful. Even if he has shaved head, he is beautiful. Right? So, Mahaprabhu's beauty is unparalleled because Radharani's beauty is also combined there. Mahaprabhu has accepted, Krishna has accepted the complexion and emotion of Radharani. Emotion is that of a devotee, complexion is golden. Tadit suvarna champaka pradipta gaura vigrahe mukha prabha parasta koti sharadendu mandale. So Srimati Radharani's complexion is like that of a golden champak flower. Krishna has taken it, became Mahaprabhu. Therefore his beauty is more than 10 million cupids put together. Saundarye kamakoti sakala jana samahladane chandrakoti. Sakala jana ahladani, sama ahladani. In giving pleasure and happiness to everyone, Chandra, moon, is very popular. You multiply the cooling effect or soothing effect of 10 million moons put together. That is Mahaprabhu, right? Sakala jana samahladane chandra koti vatsalye matra koti. How much affection that a mother can have towards her child. Even at the cost of compromising her own comforts, a mother selflessly extends herself to attend to the needs of the child, right? Especially if he's an infant baby. Multiply that motherly affection with 10 million. That is Mahaprabhu's affection. Okay. Vatsalye matra koti tridasha vitapito pyadbhuta audarya koti. And in terms of audarya, in terms of his magnanimity, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like millions of 10 million kalpavrakshas put together. Kalpavraksha is known to reciprocate with all your requests. Whatever you say, kalpavraksha will give. But Mahaprabhu is like 10 million kalpavrakshas put together. Tridasha vitapito api adbhuta audarya koti. Gambhiryem bodhi koti. In terms of gambhirata, gravity, he is like 10 million oceans put together. Ocean is like very grave, right? So Mahaprabhu's gravity is 10 million oceans put together. When he is chastising Kala Krishna Das, when he is strict with even Gopinath Patnaik, he is very grave, right? Gambhiryem bodhi koti madhuramani sudha kshira madhvika koti. Madhuramani sudha kshira madhvika koti. You combine the sweetness, the nectarian taste of 10 million milk beverages put together. That is the sweetness of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Madhuramani sudha kshira madhvika koti gauro devassa jiyat pranaya rasapade darshitāścarya koti. Let us offer obeisances to Gauranga Mahaprabhu. Pranaya rasapade darshita ascharya koti. In terms of manifesting his pranaya, his love for Krishna, or showing compassion on people, he is a combination of 10 million wonders put together. Ascharya koti, right? Nobody can surprise you as much as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu can surprise you in displaying his mercy. Right? With this, let's conclude. Granthārāja Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I think I went 5 minutes beyond time. I'm sorry for that.